violence or no other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
We now know the name of the victim following a fatal shooting in the grocery store parking lot yesterday in Irmo. 26-year-old Alexandria Borys was shot and killed at the Kroger on St. Andrews Road.
Can't even go to the Kroger. You can't even go to the Kroger without getting clapped up. And this story, guys, it's not really surprising, but it definitely falls in line with what we talk about on this channel. So we're going to figure out exactly what happened at this Kroger and how this woman ended up losing her life.
Officers say 23-year-old Christina Harrison got into an argument with Borys. Investigators say that argument led to Harrison shooting Borys and then driving away. The victim died a short time later. About 90 minutes after all that happened, authorities say that Harrison turned herself in. She is being held tonight at the Lexington County Jail.
Thank you, Efren. Now the latest on an Irmo woman who was killed in a shooting outside of a local Kroger. She's 26-year-old Alexandria Borys. She was shot and killed on Tuesday afternoon at the Kroger off of St. Andrews. Officers say she and 23-year-old Christina Harrison got into an argument that led to one of them shooting the other.
So it was a cat fight. It was a girls' fight. You have a glider woman who got in an argument with a sister. But this is not just a regular sister. This is a super sister gremlin on demon time.
And then driving away. Police say the two didn't know each other, and the reason behind the fight isn't known. We spoke with a frequent shopper at Kroger.
Well, they're saying they shouldn't have guns. An ordinary person going to an ordinary grocery store should not possess firearms.
Okay, so he's already taking the L. An ordinary person going to an ordinary grocery store shouldn't have firearms. Well, it looks like that white woman should have had a firearm to defend herself from this super sister gremlin, because if that's your first resort to going to shoot somebody, then you definitely need to understand there are people out here like that. And for that sister to just immediately, boom, up it and want to clap this woman over an argument kind of shows you that at least make it a fair fight. At least make it a fair fight. I don't know Miss Harrison's her criminal history and whatnot, if she was in legal possession of this firearm, but I ain't gonna cap. I'm bringing my strap to the grocery store, because I'm not finna get caught lacking like this glider woman here in this story, and I'm not. No, it's not finna happen.
They need to do something about that. But their temper to be that aggravated over a parking space, if that's what it was, doesn't make sense to me.
Just, notice to all the white women out here, you're not gonna win in an argument with a sister. Black men can't even win with arguments with a sister. So like it's no point. It's futile. And black men have learned this, and therefore, the ones who can afford it are getting their passports and leaving or dating IR. It is what it is, but you're not going to win that argument. So, just walk away. It's literally no point. But, she probably felt some type of way, and hey, I'm going to push the issue. And Shorty pushed her wig back.
Well, about 90 minutes after the shooting, law enforcement tells News 19 that Christina Harrison turned herself in.
One woman is dead. Another woman is in jail after a shooting outside of a Kroger grocery store in Irmo. Our Ashley Jones was at the scene, and she has the latest on the investigation tonight.
And guys, just remember, I told you this was going to happen. Sisters were going to start catching bodies now because they have been masculinized, and now they feel like they got to, I ain't going nowhere with I'm going to up my gun, da-da-da. Like, they feel that bravado, too, that the young black men have as well. And it's a recipe for disaster because if you thought black men couldn't handle their emotions, put a strap in some of these sisters' hands, and I mean, you're seeing what's happening now. Like I said, I don't know if she was in legal possession of the firearm. Maybe she was. Maybe she's going to try and spin it and say she was in fear for her life. Guess we'll have to see the footage. But to me, it just looks like cold blood murder. She got in her feelings, got in her emotions, and she thought that she could do all that rah-rah, and it just wasn't working, so she escalated and pulled the strap.
Police say this all started with an argument between two women who did not know each other. Some people who were in the area at the time of the shooting but didn't want to go on camera say they heard the argument and then they heard gunshots shortly after. This was the scene around 4 o'clock this evening on St. Andrews Road. That's after police say 23-year-old Christina Harrison from Columbia shot and killed another woman who has not been identified. Irmo police and several other law enforcement agencies responded to the Kroger parking lot to find the victim lying on the ground. She was pronounced dead shortly after they got there. Police say Harrison left the scene in a white Ford but turned herself into the Irmo Police Department around 5:30. Irmo Police Chief Bobby Dale released this statement writing, quote, "Unfortunately, this is a situation where tempers flared and someone let anger get the best of them. One rash decision has impacted the lives of two families and countless others who witnessed this tragic event." Harrison is being booked at the Lexington County Detention Center and will face murder and weapons charges.
So she's definitely getting hit with them weapons charges. Like I said, she might have been in, I guess since she committed the crime, then she's going to get the weapons charge. But she may not have been able to possess that firearm in the first place, which is sounding like that's probably where we're going with it because, this sister looks rough. Once we start seeing the mug shots, you're going to be like, okay, I see why she did what she did.
Reporting here in Irmo, I'm Ashley Jones, WIS News 10.
Live now from Fox, we want to continue to update you on stories that are making headlines. A South Carolina woman was shot and killed in a grocery store parking lot after an altercation with a stranger.
So this is the fatal encounter that led to the demise of this glider woman to the left. Very pretty lady. Not so pretty to the right, okay? And sometimes that anger can just build up, okay? That anger as a woman who is damn near bald-headed, right? Damn near bald-headed, and she's just mad in general, okay? She's just already upset because she is not attractive. And she has to go through life looking the way that she do, okay? So she's mad and she wants to take that anger out. And unfortunately, a lot of sisters chalk up the issues in their life to white people. I mean, this is a real thing. All right. And if you don't believe me, then just look around, man. Watch my channel. A lot of these sisters chalk up the issues that they're going through, the turmoil that they're facing, being overweight. They attribute that to white supremacy. So she immediately is going to lash out on a white person. Okay. Whereas a brother, he's more likely to beef with another guy in the community over something silly, but nonetheless it ends in the same result. So I would say, bro, if you are getting in an argument in general with anybody from the community, bro, just if it's not, I want to say if it's not life or death, but any argument, with somebody from the community can be deadly. It can. Unless y'all are really tight and y'all have an understanding. But for this sister to just, take this woman out over nothing, over an argument, it shows that she doesn't have emotional intelligence, which a lot of these women like to talk about. Oh, emotional intelligence. I mean, where's your emotional intelligence in this situation, right? These super sister gremlins are on demon time.
On Valentine's Day, Tyler Borys said his wife, 26-year-old Alexandria Borys, was loading groceries into her car at the Kroger in Irmo, South Carolina, when she got into an argument with a woman she didn't know, according to Fox 57 Columbia. After the argument was over, the stranger, later identified by Irmo police as 23-year-old Christina Harrison, allegedly pulled out a gun and shot Borys in the back. The couple's children, a 2-year-old and an infant, were in the car when she was shot. The Irmo Police Department said the incident took place around 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Officers arrived to the scene shortly after and pronounced Borys dead.
Damn.
After talking with witnesses and viewing surveillance footage, Irmo Police said investigators learned the two women did not know each other and were involved in a verbal altercation before the shooting. It's unclear what led up to the argument or what the two women were arguing about. Harrison initially fled from the parking lot, but called to turn herself in around 5:30. Later that day, she was booked into the Lexington County Detention Center Tuesday night. Jail records show Harrison is charged with murder, unlawfully carrying a pistol, and possession of a weapon during a
unlawfully carrying a pistol. So she was not in legal possession of that firearm.
violent crime.
So that debunks, but they need to do something about it. Yeah, I mean, if they have a law and she broke it, then that kind of defeats the purpose, right?
The New York Post reported Harrison was scheduled to appear in court on Wednesday, but her private attorney waived the hearing. Tyler said his wife's death comes just only 6 days after her younger brother, Brandon, died from a gunshot wound. He told local news outlets that Alexandria, who worked as a cosmetologist and was enrolled in nursing school, was the best wife you could ever ask for there. So sad news there out of South Carolina for that family. And what we will do, everyone, is take...
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all tell me what they say.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more
store.
do you want from me?
New information on the deadly shooting of a young mother outside of an Irmo Kroger. Our Andrew Fancher spoke with the husband of Alexandria Borys and reports from where she was killed.
Tyler Borys respectfully declined an interview, but what he did say was that his 26-year-old wife took her last breath in this parking lot. It happened on Valentine's Day, less than a week after her brother died from a gunshot wound.
It's really sad. She didn't deserve to die for that.
Alexandria Borys' friend Sunny says Borys called her her work mom. She says she was heartbroken to hear about her friend's death. The two last spoke the morning of. Borys' husband tells WIS she was shopping in Kroger with her sister-in-law, niece, and nephew on Tuesday. After packing groceries in the car shortly before 4 o'clock, investigators say an argument broke out in the parking lot. The Irmo Police Department says 23-year-old Christina Harrison pulled out a gun and shot Borys once in the head. Harrison surrendered to Irmo PD before Borys was even pronounced dead on scene. Sunny says that Borys' brother died just 6 days earlier.
And she, messaged me and was like, I just really need a hug from you, Mama. And I wasn't able to meet her. And I was actually supposed to meet her on Valentine's Day to give her the stuff that I made for her. So she texted me that morning, and I never heard anything back. And we obviously know the reason why.
Sunny worked with Borys at a doctor's office in Columbia for several years. She was a cosmetologist considering a degree in nursing.
And it's just really sad that you took away a mom, a sister, a daughter, a wife, or something so senseless.
Yeah. Still don't know what that argument was about, but like I told you guys, avoid all types of arguments with the community. Just let it go. Political, sports, finances, anything. Just let it go. Parking, okay, a bumped shoulder, whatever.
Sunny says her heart goes out to Borys' parents because now they have to coordinate a funeral for 2 children. Reporting in Irmo, Andrew Fancher, WIS News 10.
Harrison is charged with murder, unlawful carrying of a pistol, and possession of a firearm during a violent crime. Lexington County Bond Court says Harrison was supposed to appear yesterday, but her attorney waived the hearing.
Irmo police say it all unfolded just before 4 on Valentine's Day, as the Kroger off of Lake Murray Boulevard was packed with shoppers and traffic. Officers believe that 23-year-old Christina Harrison and 26-year-old Alexandria Borys got into an argument. Then Harrison shot Borys and left the scene in a white Ford. Harrison turned herself in a short time afterwards. Alexandria Borys' husband Tyler tells Watch Fox News it all played out right in front of their 2-year-old child and an infant who were in the car.
Damn. So where was the husband? Was he there? Was he at the crib? I mean, very traumatic for these children to be there and get deleted, or see their mother deleted rather, in front of their very own eyes by this super sister gremlin on Demon Time.
Tyler remembers her as the best wife you could ever ask for and says she built a really strong support system while she was in cosmetology school. Alexandria Borys was also in nursing school. Tyler Borys now has to bear the burden of raising his child alone. Her death also comes just a week after she lost her brother. Irmo residents like Sean Edwards and Tabitha Foster says this tragedy impacts the entire community.
It makes me a little bit more aware. It's just a trying time for any and everybody.
That shopping center is our go-to shopping center, so this whole dynamics ripple effect throughout the community.
And the Borys family tells us that they still are organizing funeral arrangements. The suspect, Christina Harrison, is facing murder and weapon charges. She is being held here at the Lexington County Detention Center. In Lexington County, I'm Sydney Edwards, Watch Fox News, Local First.
New at 4 now, as more car owners are finding themselves victim to car thefts.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.